Hey out there, this is Thursday, January 16th, 2020, and it's just about 9 minutes past 8 in the morning here in Northern California. We've got a storm coming in around here. It's been quite windy the last day or two. But anyhow, I am going to get into a lot of different stuff today, and the main reason I bother to put out this video series is to help people to be empowered by understanding basic economic truths, principles, so that you don't get fooled by nonsensical crapola that's going on in the economic realm. It's kind of like when you go to buy a car, whether it's a new car or used car, you want to do a little bit of research first. I watch a lot of this court TV, and I see all the people that buy a car and later they think they can return it, and get their money back. But typically, that's not the case. It's as is. And, you sign the document and that's it. You accept things as they are. And it's similar to that in the economic realm, that, what you accept, what you're signing on to silently by going along with it. Going with the path of least resistance, going with the flow. I mean, nobody wants to suggest that the seller of an automobile is selling you a piece of crap they know is a piece of crap, and they just want to make the sale. I mean, their motivation is clear, their incentive is clear, and you want to be a nice person, and you say, okay, I'll just want to take you at your word and accept it. And we do that so typically in the economic realm. And we, the people, really have all the power. We've got to understand that. I predict that there won't be another civil war in America. No matter how bad the tyrants act up, because they're tyrants. Look, a tyrant will not blink an eye to lie, cheat, and steal from you, okay? And furthermore, these people will murder, okay, without compunction. That's who they are. In fact, a lot of these people are so deranged, so deluded, delusional, self-deceived, demon possession. I don't know what else to say. But these people are so far off track that are ruling the world, that have all the power, that they think they're doing the earth a service. Or at least they have conjured up that belief. They've decided to believe this, that the earth is overpopulated. This is why believing the earth is overpopulated is such a precarious, treacherous, in my estimation, belief to hold. And you're close to demon possession when you believe the earth is overpopulated. It shows an utter and absolute lack of any faith in God at all. Not even a scintilla, a mustard seed, like Jesus would say, of faith in God. To believe that, look, you first establish, do you believe in God? How can anybody that believes in God say the earth is overpopulated? This is a God that set up the universe and all the galaxies contained therein, and all the solar systems contained in each galaxy. All the habitable, what they call Goldilocks planets, with all the flora and all the fauna and all this extravagant, intricate design. So cannot this God just remove our fertility as easily as he made us fertile? I mean, when the earth is populated to God's satisfaction, all it takes is just a little bit of faith. I mean, look, if you can imagine that occurring, then certainly God already, he's a billion steps ahead of us in our thinking and what we're able to imagine. So I'm just trying to help people to, hey, don't believe the earth is overpopulated, because then you're going to end up falling in that same demonic camp with these elitist scum. I mean, if there was, look, if a civil war broke out in America, if it did, heaven forbid, right, that this happened. But I mean, at some point, the tyrants are like these snot-nosed, bratty, spoiled children that are drunk on the blood of the righteous, the passive people out there, like Jesus would say, the meek, the righteous. So they're bullying them around, and they don't have any control. They don't know when to stop. And if we, the people, don't step up to the plate to parent these people, then the sky's the limit. They're going to keep on tyrannizing us more and more and more. And people need to know how they're being tyrannized. These people steal your wealth. Do you understand? The wealth of the nation belongs to we, the people, primarily. First and foremost, the productive class, the people at the bottom of this pyramid of perverted power. Okay, that's who really employs all these elitists. We're paying their salaries, you understand, by going along with this thing. And just, okay, this is the easy, this is the path of least resistance, and I've been trained and taught that it's pragmatic and practical to go along with the establishment. It's just the way it is, and somehow it all makes sense. Just go get a good education, and you're somebody really smart, and then you find success, and that's what it's all about. Be successful, make a lot of money, and just turn your back on the masses, the unwashed masses, the useless eaters and feeders out there that are doing jobs that are unskilled, and therefore I deem those to be unimportant, and so they're worthy to be marginalized and subjugated. You understand what's going on here? So it's very evil. You got to fundamentally understand that the men at the top are very, very evil men that would think they were doing the earth a favor. That's how deranged they are if they committed genocide on a biblical level. I mean, unprecedented in all of human history. If you look at the Georgia Guidestones, this set of monuments that's been erected by these elitist types, you'll see that they sound altruistic when you read through them, and it sounds all great and everything. And then you come down to the part where it says 500 million people, they're going to maintain the earth. I mean, talk about control freaks. I mean, these same snot-nosed, spoiled brat kids drunk on the blood of saints are the ones that want to do this. So you understand that believing in overpopulation is you fall right into their hands. So first you got to say, no, the earth's not overpopulated. You see, it gives a pretext for everything else that goes on. The abortions, yeah, of course. We got Bill Gates out there, right, telling everybody, hey, we got to vaccinate the earth. And then on the other hand, he's saying the earth's overpopulated. I mean, it doesn't jive. You understand? You put two and two together. You say, wait a minute, talk about inconsistent. Talk about talking out of both sides of your mouth. On one hand, the earth's over, but we got to vaccinate everybody. I mean, if these people want to get the earth's population down, wouldn't they say, no, stop vaccinating people? You're saving lives. You understand? I mean, help me here. I'm just a logical thinking guy. Okay, I'm a problem solver. I like to fix things. Since I was a little boy, I've always been a fixer. I think I was screwed up as a little boy, okay, from vaccinations. Okay, I was just doing a little research on this autism spectrum disorder, okay, because last week I touched on this, and I was very uncomfortable touching on it because I know that I myself likely have a taste of that autism spectrum disorder, where certain things are accentuated. You become this idiot savant or idiot genius, however you want to look at it. It's basically half a dozen one, six of the other. It's the same thing, okay? No matter how you turn it, it's just two sides of the same coin. And so what you've got is the intelligence is accentuated, but also the stupidity is accentuated. You get these blind spots where, other people see, hey, there's something wrong, something off about this person. It's just not right. But on the other hand, you've got to admit that, hey, they're really very smart, intelligent. I could learn something from this person. And you respect them as a human being, right? I mean, I've met people with autism that fall in that spectrum disorder, and some of them are very intelligent people, very nice people, very talkative and intelligent people. I mean, you see, that's what it comes down to. I mean, are you a nice human being? Because the most intelligent people are always the nicest people out there, though they may not be able to show it that well. It's like me. I want to be the nicest guy in the whole world, a puppy dog among men, I say. And I'm just not feeling it. I mean, I've got to be true to myself to some degree, and say, well, it's really hard to be a puppy dog among men when I live amongst all these vipers that you want to cut my throat and step on my toes and, don't want me to succeed and whatever that means to them. I mean, they're jealous and resentful and envious, and it's like, for no basis. But that's the world we live in. That's the world I live in. And it's tough, but I've got to, so I have to learn from those that know more than me. That's why I talk about Scripture and I talk about the teachings of Christ. And I look, there's no higher teaching in my estimation. And if I can't understand something that he taught, then it's my problem. It's not, and it may be the translation. It may be evil men that wrote it down and copied it and said, hey, this is what we're going to pass off as the teachings of Christ, but really, It's not the truth, and we know it, but we don't like the people empowered with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Do you understand? But we've got to seek out people that know more about stuff than us. And these existential things, these esoteric things, these lofty things that deal with reality, the nature of our reality, and all this stuff. You got to seek that out and say, well, how do we fix things? What's wrong? Can we not fix things? And what's the problem here? Are we bound to never learn to live together in peace and harmony and safety, security, and freedom and prosperity, and everybody has enough, and everybody has creature comforts, and everybody's satisfied and filled? There's plenty for everybody, and God's not incompetent. God can take care of all his kids. We need to ask these fundamental questions that should be very important to everybody, because you see, your happiness is tied up in those questions, in having right values, these sort of things, and then being able to teach right values and go out there and make it a better world. Do what you can to fight the good fight. Hey, you're a drop in the bucket. I'm a drop in the bucket. That's what we all are, but they add up. I mean, you understand, it takes a very small spark to ignite an entire forest, right? So that's all it takes. You've got to know up from down. You got to know, dark, night from day. Okay, just fundamental things you got to know in order to find happiness. You're after happiness, and happiness is a nebulous term that embodies a lot of different facets, a lot of different components are involved in attaining happiness. And happiness goes far beyond being a mere right. What you say, well, rights that are God-given, those are very crucial to understand, what your rights are that are God-given and inalienable, that man can't take them away from you. Yes, but it goes beyond that in the sense that it's a responsibility. We have a duty to ourselves, first and foremost, and to other people. So I'm really kind of a selfish guy. I talk very altruistically. Like, I'll say something like, hey, God and I discuss things, as bro, and I call him dude, and hey, whatever, buddy. Hey, you know what? He's not easily offended. He loves us just like a parent loves their child. That relationship, warm, tender relationship, is so beautiful to tap into for all of us. But I'll say something like, hey, God, I would be happy, if everybody on earth, every single last soul on the face of this earth, had life a little better than me, okay? Because I know then I could enjoy what I have much more. Okay, when I knew that everybody else was enjoying at least what I had. Better yet, I would like if everybody had a little more at least. And I don't care how much they have beyond that. Great, wonderful. Do you understand? That sounds very altruistic and perhaps like I'm, what do they call this new term? Virtue signaling. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a selfish man. I'm after happiness. I want to be happy, and I know in order to be happy, I've got to have the right state of mind. I've got to have the right belief system, the right values. And those are handed down from above. Those are dictated from on high. They're immutable laws that come from above, okay? They're like instincts. God built in fail-safes into us, like a conscience, okay? This longing, this yearning for integrity and honor, to have a soul, to have right values, to really care about the loftier things that are beyond this realm, because we all know from a very young age that our existence as a human being here is temporary. That's it. So it's important to understand the dynamics of that alone, this thing we call death. What is God's perspective as what is man's? I mean, for man, it could be a really dismal thing. But to God, all are alive. Everybody that ever lived is still alive in the mind of God. You understand? He has that soul in his possession, and he can as easily give them a new body as he gave them the first body, and that's the whole thing. Everybody's going to be resurrected and judged. So it's very important to understand this business about life and death. We got 20 soldiers a day coming home approximately, taking their own lives. What the hell is going on? How is this in any way acceptable? How should we go with this flow? We've got to call foul here, okay, and say, no, we're not going for it, man. We'll go, any red-blooded American man, if he can afford to, pay his own way to kick some dictator like Hitler's butt, okay? And the other guys will do it for just room and board. They don't need to be conscripted. They don't need to be enticed monetarily, advantaged for going to be a good soldier. And that's what we need. We need to get down to brass tacks here. Look at things from God's point of view. I mean, do things ever get more serious than war, where innocent men, women, and children are being destroyed in the name of righteousness, democracy,